Hi guys, welcome to another Zenler has got you covered. So I'm super excited today because we have another membership type that I did the other day, and this is off of Victoria Lane, and she has a particular solution that she wanted an answer to. And what I love about Zenler is just how flexible the system is. I've talked about it over and over again, but if you guys have tried other membership sites, other sites where you can create memberships, you'll know exactly what I mean. Okay, so with Zenler you have this flexibility. I'm showing you all in all 6 different ways that you can run different membership types based on how you want it to work with you. Some of them are simple, some of them are more complex. All of them you can use parts from other membership types as well. So with these 6 you should be able to create any type of membership that you want in regards to how they work and you deliver to your students. I'm not talking about new features that you want in the platform or gamification or anything like that. I'm talking about how it works, okay, which is the most important thing. Okay, we have got Anna's in. Hi Anna, hi Francis, hi Natasha, and hi Pauline. This is the regular crew, okay, the membership crew I'm going to call you. And I think Victoria's joining us as well. She said she's going to try and watch it. I think it's crazy o'clock in the morning for her, so I don't know if she's in here yet. I got Hazel in as well, so we have the full crew together. It's so cool. So we're going to look at tailored membership types. I think you guys are going to be quite impressed with this. And we got Sophia as well. Sophia, it's great to see you. And I hope you enjoyed your pizza last night, Sophia. So Victoria's in. So Victoria, she's the one. This is why this was put together. When she wrote this question about how she wanted to have a membership site, wasn't really talking about membership types site. It was talking about she wanted a course that was generic to everybody, but she had individual lessons or information that needed to be supplied to each of the different students, and maybe some of them she wouldn't. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The way it's done is really flexible. So Lorelai's in. Hi Lorelai as well. So we got some new people in. It's brilliant. So this is for Victoria. This was for her solution. But you guys could pull stuff away. And the reason I did it was I think it's really good that you know of a way that you can give additional information, maybe in a VIP type way, to students separate from generic content. So what we didn't want to do is we didn't want to create a course for individual students, because if there's generic content, it would mean that you would have to update that content in every single course. Who wants to do that when you can do it from one? And that's what it was done for. So the rest of it is actually pretty easy. It's assigning a separate piece of a course, in this case it could be a tier, to a student, so they have their own private area to access. Okay, now yeah, exactly, Hazel. It's a brilliant question from Victoria. If you haven't seen it, check out the post. I've replied in there quite a few times. We've been going back and forwards, and actually she's messaged me privately because there's more to it than that. So I'll be building on this, and I said to Victoria, well, I'll do this for you. I'll show you how all this sort of stuff will work, and then when you've finished after a month, because she's got a lot of people coming into it, right? She's running, this is quite big. She's got facilitators handling some of the students. This is really big stuff. So when she's finished with it, she's going to come on and we'll do a little interview and we'll show you how it's done without obviously showing any sensitive information, because it's very sensitive. Okay, so, and I never do that with anybody that I'm interviewing. I always make sure it's safety first. Okay, so it'll be done in a private environment. We blur out anything we need to, and then we put it in and show you guys how it can work for you. So it is really cool as well. I really love this one. Now tomorrow we've got the full membership, and that is just beyond crazy, right? It's beyond crazy what you can do, because you'll be able to tap into every single part of the site with a self-contained membership, and you're going to love it. So I'm rambling on, but I want to show you one thing first, because this is key. Remember yesterday I was telling you about how you can quickly put a student's journey together, okay, and I did that crappy little thing in Canva that you saw. I've done a new one, and I'm going to give you the template link for this, so you're going to get a freebie while you're in there. So it'll just give you an idea of how you could lay it out, and this is based around Victoria's. There's 2 solutions Victoria can go with, but I'm saying that she should go with one, and I'll tell you why in a second. So I'm going to just present my screen. I can't see the chat at the moment, guys, so chat amongst yourselves and watch this side of it. So I'm just going to talk about this bit at the moment and talk you through it. Okay, here we are here. So this is a little ebook that I put together, a little sheet for you in Canva, which I'll give you the direct link for, so you can take it and mess around with it, use it as you wish. It's up to you. So inside here we have this planning your student journey week worksheet and planning. Planning is so important when you're doing membership, especially in cases like Victoria, where it's a complex system and there's lots of things going together. So you got a little introduction. Planning the journey for your students within your membership or course is crucial. Understanding how students progress through your course or membership can save you time, prevent confusion for your clients. It also helps identify potential issues. These templates can be served as a guide, and you can customize them as you see fit. So let's jump into the first one. Okay, so this is student starts here. This is your journey sheet. You've got notes down the bottom. You can look at this afterwards, guys, and you can see the student starts there. They come in on a price plan, okay? That price plan can be whatever you like, payment plan, whatever, it doesn't matter. Then the next thing is they're going to go in. Now the way this is set up is slightly different to the way I'm going to show you when I do the presentation, because in the presentation I don't contain it in a bundle, but I've contained it in here in a bundle because of one massive advantage. With a bundle it means you can add more modules later. So with a course it would be a pain at that stage to add it, because you'd have to put them in the same course. And if you want to break it out like audio podcast, PDF books and these sort of things, then it will be a pain, because you'll have to break it up in sections within the site. So having it in a bundle, even if it's one course to start with, gives you the flexibility to put more into it later. So student comes through, pays the price, comes into the bundle, has access to the generic content, okay? You set up another course and you just enroll that student. When the student goes to their dashboard here, they'll see this private course for them and the course bundle that's available for everybody. So you've separated the two. You've secured that private course, okay? So that's one way of doing it. You'll see tiers is not used. Now let's move to the next one. So in this one, slightly different. What we're going to do is we're going to create the same flow, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on, okay? But we're going to use one course and we're going to have all of our students in there with their own tiered access, okay? And that can be in a price plan that's hidden, that you apply that tier to that student. So that's how you could break it off. However, I think that you should go for this one, because this one is simpler. There will be, talking to Victoria about this, there could be 800 plus courses, and it's like, that could be a nightmare. But honestly, with the filtering and the way you look through the system, it would be really quick anyway. So you don't have to worry too much about that. The flexibility, the good thing about the tiered is it will be in one course, but when you get to about 20 students, you might want to create a new tier and then put 20 in there. But personally, I would go for this. It's just better. If you needed to do something different, then in that self-contained course you could do that. Okay, with a tiered course it would be a bit harder because you haven't got access to that course access page. Victoria, if that doesn't make sense to you, please make sure that you watch all of the videos that I've shown you, that I've done on the Zenler's Got You Covered, which you can find in the past events, but they're also going into the YouTube channel as well. So that's what you're looking at. I'm going to share that sheet with you now, so you're going to get your freebies. We love to give freebies out, and it might be useful for you. It's definitely worth looking at, so you can you can enjoy it. There we go, Victoria, there we go. So that is the Canva, that's a Canva link, by the way. If you need me to do a PDF, just let me know, shout if you're not using Canva, and I can bung a PDF into this thread. Okay, all right, I've rambled on enough. Do you get it? Do you get what I'm getting at here with the student flow? Do all of you understand? Lorna loves a freebie. Good to see you, Lorna. Are you all right with what I'm saying? Yeah, I think it makes sense, David. Such a simple yet effective solution. Yeah, and I think that's it. What we're trying to do is we're trying to give a simple solution. I know this was something that you were really aware of, Victoria, because you were like, I don't want it to be hard. I don't want it to be complicated. And you're also talking about training the facilitators on what they need to do. We can talk about that at the end of the presentation. Okay. So Pauline's, yeah, look, makes sense. Natasha makes sense. Yeah, sometimes you might need to take it in, but if you get that PDF and look through, you get that ebook and look through it, then I think it will make sense to you. It won't be a nightmare trying to filter students' names if they're all given their own course. No, not really, because watch what I'm about to do, because I name the course, so it becomes a name of the person, and that way, not only you name them, but you also personalize it, which is a very cool thing. So if they got the same name, it could be a problem. So maybe you'd have to do something slightly different. But hopefully they won't have the same name. You'll have like 10 that have got the same name. But they'll have their own area. Okay, so it should be good. So it results in potentially a lot of individual courses though. Is there a limit on the number of courses? No, not if you're using a Pro Premium plan. There's not a limit. So that's good, isn't it? You know. And free, I don't think there's a limit with our free plan yet, but there possibly could be, okay? Because we're trying to get people that are serious about the business and not just using it as a dumping ground for videos and media, and not actually charging anything through it. The only reason the free plan exists is if people want to get started, then it does mean they're paying a little bit to the development of the platform with a 10% charge on each transaction. And if we don't get any 10% charge, all they're doing is basically leeching, and that affects you guys, and you should be serious about this because it affects the development time, it affects the amount of developers we can employ. So people that are using the free plan should be trying to get going. We do it to help them, but there's some that just use it as a way of holding media, like a Google Drive. Instead of paying their £49 a year, they'll just use something like Zenler to host all their media. Okay, so there's a big, not very small people, but you know, it does happen. No, they won't see it, Victoria. No one will see it. No one will see these courses, these private courses, because they'll be hidden. Only people that see it will be back end. Watch the presentation now. I think it'll open up. I was talking to Anna and Pauline about this, and Sophie, I think, as well, was in there. And I was talking to Francis, saying about how you can, the flexibility of it, and that you can hide some of this stuff, and you can use different parts from different things. So watch it, and it'll all be clear. Okay. Right, this is quite a long one. This is about 20 minutes long, right? It's one of the longer ones. The only one that's longer is the membership site tomorrow, but it's packed full of little goodies for you to watch. You can rewatch it on here on the replay. It will be going up onto our YouTube site as well. So I know, Victoria, you're going to pay very special attention to this, but all of you are going to gain something from it, because you might want to do this later. You might want to charge someone additional high ticket cost to set something up individually for them, and also give them access to some generic content. So I think this is going to help you all. I think Anna, it will help as well quite a lot, because this could be really good for your business. Okay, let's go. Welcome to this tailored experience membership for Zenler's Got You Covered. So I was asked a question, so I thought I'd add this in. This is a tailored experience for members. So what this particular instructor needed was a course that has generic content. Okay, this is content that's available for all users to access, but she also wanted to have a tailored experience for individuals. So this tailored experience means that it's specifically for them, and she doesn't want it shown to anyone else. It's a private, safe area, but she wants them to have access to the generic material. Now, the thing about this is that you could take a course and you could clone that whole course. You could have the generic material in there. You could then have the tailored material. But this means that if you go and add new material to the generic course, you would have to do it for each of the users. So you'd have to go in. So if you had 100 users, you'd have to go into each of the curriculum of those users and update it. Now, obviously, that's going to take a lot of time. So how can we do it that we can actually make it so that people have generic material that you can update, change, run lives in to all of the group members, but also have a tailored experience on a per user basis? And that is what we look at today in Zenler Has Got You Covered. So the approach we're going to take is a course, a generic course. Then we're going to create an individual course for a user. So the user has access to the generic course, which you can update and change, and they have access to their specific needs. You have to do this on a basis of a new user coming in, specific needs, but you're tailoring it to them. So you're going to do that anyway. And we can speed this process up by cloning one of the private areas and just updating the curriculum, a few names in there, and it's done. So it can speed the workflow up really quickly. Now, one thing we need to mention here is that we are going to need to manually enroll each of the users into the new specific course that is for them. But it takes minutes, guys. And this is a real VIP experience. And when I saw this question, I can give the answer. But I think that showing you how it's done opens your mind up to things. Now, I show you the course and then the specific course, but there is another way we can do this as well. If we're putting more modules into the generic area, or more, when I say modules, I mean more courses into a generic area, we can use bundles. So although I show you the course, remember you could use bundles and bundle lots of generic content in there, have all your users buy the bundle, and then still use this process of setting a course up and enrolling that specific student. Now, it's very important we keep very organized with this. So naming conventions are going to be paramount so that you can easily find those courses and the related student. Okay. You're also going to need to be very careful about how your automated emails go out. I don't cover it in here. I just send an email out to the access page, and once the student goes in, they're going to see those modules anyway. But you might want to think about doing an elaborate email sequence to go with the private courses as well, if you want to. Okay, so let's jump in and just see how Zenler's got you covered for tailored memberships. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a core course here, and we're going to use this for all of our students to have access to. However, we're going to be tailoring certain parts of courses to individual students. Now, I would expect this to be a high ticket item as you're doing things on an individual basis, but we can speed up the production of this by making sure that things that are core to all users have access to that, and we don't need to touch that. We just need to set up the individual course sections for the individual students on an individual basis. So I'm going to set this up now, and we're just going to put in here something like core transformation kit, and this will be like for all. Okay, I'm going to click create course, and then I'm just going to go through the steps of creating this as a course. So I'm going to pause the video whilst I just set this up, and then I'll just walk you through it. Okay, so as you can see here, I've got 3 sections in this generic course. So this is the course that's available to everybody. You can see I've got a looking after your mind section with 1 lesson in it. I've got a body clock section, 1 lesson in it, and then I've got a live session with 1 lesson in it. So you can add as many lessons or lectures, and you can keep adding or deleting out of here for all of your members as you see fit. But this is the core of your course. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to style the pages. I'm just going to do something really quick here so that we can see this generic course take shape before we start then tailoring it for individuals to have their own area as well. Okay, so now you can see what we've got set up here for the page design. We have our sales page. This will be the entry point, and this will be where people can buy your membership. Now next we have the checkout page, which is for people to buy the actual membership. Then we have a thank you page here with a link going straight to the course access page here where they can enter. Notice that there's also information telling them that they will receive an email with a link to their transformative journey. This link in the email will go to this course access page. Inside the course access page, you will have the curriculum that's built for all of your generic users, and down the bottom you will have your bespoke information on a per student basis. This will link to the My Courses page where they will see the additional course that is catered specifically for them. You will need to set up your automations to point to this course access page, which I'm not going to cover here. So now we have this in place, we need to just set up a pricing plan for this, which I'm going to do now. And it will be on 3-month basis or 6-month basis. Set this as you require. I'm simply now, without any of the other options, going to click finish. Now we have this course made up here. I'm just going to add a course card. Here is my course card. I'm just going to export this straight out of Canva. This is 1920 width by 1080 height. Okay, now we have this core course completed inside here. I'm now going to publish this and just preview the pages. This is our sales page here with our price that will lead directly on to our purchase page. This will then lead on to the thank you page and finally into our course access page, where they can get access to the curriculum by clicking any of these buttons, and return to the curriculum by clicking return to curriculum. Okay, now you're going to notice that if we log in as a user, you're going to have a My Courses area. I'm now going to log myself in as this user, as a test user. Okay, now I'm logged in incognito mode as a test user. If you look, I've changed the My Courses to Your Membership. If I click this button, it's going to take me to the memberships that I'm included in. Please ignore this top block. This was for another training series. This is what they will see here. This is the core transformation kit. If I jump into this, you're going to see that we go to that course access page where they can go into the area. Now at the bottom here it says bespoke information specifically for this student. If they click your individual journey, it will take them in a separate tab into this, and this way when we add a course specifically for them, it will appear in this dashboard area. Let's do that now, and then I'll show you how to add them in the admin side. I'm going to create the new individual course for this user and show you it after it's completed. But I'm going to use this core transformation kit as a template. So I'm going to clone it. I'll make some changes and then you'll see as I add more, it's very quick to add these in. Okay, so we know we have an individual course catered for one of the students. Now we've set this up, it's going to be really quickly to generate for other students and put the content in. Firstly, the name is the name of the student. Then we carry on by using this generically throughout all of the users that we add. We're basically going to clone it. You'll notice that the course title I've also named the same as this, okay? So everything's the same. The URL is going to be the user, okay? There. Now, we don't want this to be public. We do not want people to be able to buy this, so we want to make it secret, okay? That's one thing we want to do by starters. Next, we're going to move to the curriculum. Inside the curriculum, this is where you'll put the specific lessons for this user, okay, and it will be changed per user. Now before I jump to pages, I just want to go into pricing. I've got no pricing set up. This makes it impossible for anyone to buy this course. This is important. You'll set up your automations as normal, but this will be for this user only, okay? The automations will fire. Talk about that later, so you'll need to set your automations up and test. And now I'm just going to jump to the pages. So in the pages here, you can check what we've done. All I've done on this page is I've made it private area. I've deleted everything out, but I've got a button there that goes through to the full membership, okay? So let's have a look at the checkout page, and you're going to see they are exactly the same as each other. I've removed all content, even the thank you page, no content. Now the reason I've done this is because if people find this page or it gets listed on search results, this is what they're going to see, and they can click and go back. If you like, treat these pages as sales pages from this point on. Okay, Now the course access page, of course, is going to have the information here. It gives them the lesson specifically for this student, okay? Because you've named it, it actually comes up in here, okay, in the lesson. Let's have a look at the curriculum. You're going to see in here I've named it the name of the user. Okay, so now we've got that. How do we add this to the user that we've got and we looked at in incognito? This user here. So let's see how we can do this. How can we get this new course to appear just for this user? Very easy. Firstly, I need to publish this course. So now I've published the course. I'm going to go to Site. I'm going to find the user, in this case here. I'm going to go in and edit, and I'm going to go into courses, and I'm going to go and pick that course. Now, because you've named it, again, it will be easy to find. We haven't got a plan. I'm just going to click enroll, and it's going to appear in here. Now let's look at this student. Let's go back into incognito and refresh this page, and you're now going to see the transformative journey has popped up. Let's now click on this and have a look. Now you can see he's got access to his information, but if you want him to go back to the generic modules, we click your modules, and he can go into the transformative kit in there, or can jump back again. You'll notice it's opening in new tabs. You don't have to have this, I've just got it. And then he can click back into transformative journey. This has now sealed the link, and this is how you do it. So if you have a new user sign up, all you need to do at this point is click in here, click clone. As soon as this clones, all we need to do, because everything should be the same, all we need to do is put the new user. Let's put Anne Morrison, one of our users, and I just change and put this into here. So I get rid of copy. Watch how quickly this all happens. I put this into here for her name. I'm going to just delete that out so there's no hyphen, just a space between the two. I'm now going to make the course price hidden. I'm going to make it secret. Sorry, I'm just going to make it secret. There is no course price. And now I'm going to, then I would click update. Okay, let's set that. I'm going to go into the curriculum. I will then add their specific tailored thing in here, and I will add their name in here. Click save changes, and now we have this as a course. Let's have a look at it. Going to go into the sales page. You're not going to be able to get into this page. Again, it's a private area, and because we've cloned it, it clones over. We're going to look at the course access page now, and you can see that we have the new content specifically for this user, and of course you will add them to that the same way we added earlier. Right, now I want to extend on how you could make this if you wanted to add more modules. So if you wanted to add more modules into a generic area, so instead of having just the transformative course that we've got here, okay, what you could do is you could create a bundle. So if you create a bundle, you can add more courses into that bundle, and then you follow the same process. They'll have access to all of those bundled modules, but you can then add them individually to the course that you cloned here. And that's it. It's really, really simple, and you'll have a set of courses that are just for one student. If you look here, it's just one student enrolled in there. If they enroll in this, they will not get access to this. You are manually just adding them the same way I showed you earlier. Go to all people, find that user, go into their course and add them from here. Simple. So there you have it, guys. So a few questions coming. I'm just going to go to the bottom one first. Sophie has said, on my program I've enrolled students manually and they couldn't see their password. Well, password's got nothing to do with the fact that you're enrolling a student in any course, because they're already enrolled, they've already registered. Usually password problems are because the user has entered the wrong password, sometimes, or they've tried, or they've set up a new account and they've tried to go in an old password. Never ever. We always find that it's end user. Yeah, always. It's not a problem. If this was a problem, Sophia, everybody would be going mad. Okay, and I test all this stuff, and when I've gone in and helped people, normally you find I put like Gmail instead of Gmail. These kind of things happen, or people go in, they try their password, they enter it incorrectly, they forgot their password, they forgot the email they registered with, they register on the site through the registration form, and then they say, where's my course? And it's because it's not tied to that. So usually you find when you diagnose what the problem is, that it's down to them. Now, their users that are buying courses could make their life so much simpler. They could look in their emails and see that the email that was sent to them, and they could make sure that they use that. They could then hit forgot password, it would be emailed to them, they'd reset it and they would go in. But we know people sometimes get confused with all of these things, but we always find it comes down to end user or instructor problem with something their end. Okay, right, okay. Right, I'm going to explain, Sophia, don't worry, I'm going to refresh, good again. So we didn't have that many questions. I think it's a lot of you have been through all of the other ones. You've kind of got stuff down hat now. So I got one from Anna. I also think, oh, it's on my end. It happened for me when David was sharing the Canva template. Oh, right, okay. So sometimes if you've got low bandwidth or you open multiple browser windows, it can cause problems. I always check my stream metrics and they're all blue. Okay, so that means my outstream is perfect. So it's your end. All right, sorry. But it is. If I get big red things going, then I know. And usually when you're streaming, just to let you know a little bit of technical information, if you're streaming and your stream metrics show red, it doesn't necessarily mean that the stream's cutting or stalling. It just means that it might be cutting the amount of frames down. So standardly running out 25 to 30 frames a second, it will cut it down to 25 because it just can't maintain that stream level, which doesn't actually affect anybody until it gets to 15 frames a second. Under 15 frames a second and you start to get that kind of thing going on. Yeah, just so you know. Anna, so brilliant. Still don't understand. It's all right, Hazel, we'll walk through some of this. I want to cover Victoria's question in here about access to the course. What was I going to show you? Oh, yeah. Her question was, and I've remembered, guys, I asked you to remind me. As you did remind me. So I'm going to just share my screen and just show you something and show you how you can stop it. So the question that Victoria was asking was, how do you get that to not show on as part of your courses? You know, if you've got your courses in there, how do you get it not to show inside the all courses if you're using the dynamic block? Because a lot of you do use the dynamic block. Personally, I never use dynamic blocks, very rarely, just for the checkout, for login, the header, obviously, footer, probably it. I like to make up the blog layout. I use the format, but where things don't work how I want them to do, I create the blocks. And you might say, well, that's trouble. It's a lot of work, but that lot of work you've only got to do once. So if you've got a membership or you've got 10 courses, okay, you can do those. And it's not like you're going to bring a course out every day, you know. So sometimes I think it's nicer. I just like to design my own and make it look good. But I digress. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so I flicked a page up. I was busy again, guys. While you were watching that video, I was busy doing things back end to try and answer some of these questions as they were coming through. So this is our page, right? So this is our all courses page. Look at this. This is the private course that we don't want anyone to get access to, Victoria. Really easy. You just need to go into your course, this one. And for all the private courses, you want to make the price hidden, or even though we haven't got any prices in there, we've not set up any prices in here, there's no price plan, and all of the pages in this private area are, as we saw, this. They just go through to this, And this goes back to the home page, or it goes back to the members base page where they could buy into this, so you can use it as a way. And all of those pages are like that, apart from the course access page. So you can't buy it because there's no price, and you've made inside here, you've made the course price hidden. Okay, so even if you had a course price in there, it wouldn't show because you've hidden it. Okay, so the next thing to stop it appearing on the page here, so simple, and I think you've seen it already, make the course secret. Okay, bang. Now, make the course secret doesn't make it secret. Now, stay with me, right? It doesn't make it, it makes it secret on the site. Okay, so, but as you already know, it doesn't matter if someone finds that sales page, the checkout page, the thank you page, because they can't buy it, they can't get into it, it's stopped. Okay, so some people, and this is what I would do if I was you, if we want to take this, I'm trying to keep this simple, but if we were trying to make this better, what I would do is on every one of those private pages, I would do a lovely sales page, and I would fire it back to the checkout page of the main part of the bundle that they buy into, because that way, if it was picked up by search engines, it will pop up, be SEO'd, they go, oh, this is a lovely, right, okay, I want to take this, and then they click that, not knowing they're in the first step of a private area. Okay, and then they would go to the membership, and then they would buy through there. Okay, so that's it. So to make it secret, just hit make secret. Now I'm going to click update. Watch what happens to the all courses page now when I refresh. This will disappear. There you go, it's gone. It's gone. So it doesn't show on my site, doesn't show anywhere. So hopefully that has helped you with that, Victoria. That was your question in there. Is that clear? Reminding you. Right, Victoria's reminding me. Yeah, checking our internet connection is important when streaming. These things happen, don't they? I mean, I'm using like a 300 meg connection, but sometimes it drops out, and these things happen. You can't help it. If you do get a cut in connection, it happens. If you see the quality going down on any of the streams, then it's probably lower. If you're using more stuff, like I use OBS, I'm using Zoom now, you've got lots of stuff that are CPU intensive, it can also slow it down as well. I think, Sophia, that was the whole thing was a practical example of how it works. I can show you, I showed you in the last part, just re-watch it, but if I go to here, this is what the person will see. So this is the generic information, the core, okay, which they bought, and this is the one that's been set up specifically for them. So don't worry about this top part. This is for the membership site tutorial we're doing tomorrow. Let's just concentrate on this bottom site here. So this is the generic content in here where they click into it. Okay, now Victoria, you was who was saying, was it Victoria or was it someone else who said, oh, the button there, I would send that to the private area? I think that was you, Victoria. No, and the reason being is that if this is generic content, we can't send this to a specific private area, okay, because the other people are coming, remember, because there could be 100 people in here, so it's not going to be their access. So, but we do know, one thing we do know is that it will be in the My Courses page. So when they hit this, it will go back to My Courses, where they will then have access to their private area there. And the same applies for this. When you click it, it will jump back to the kit, because this is a private area, and you can click and go in there. Okay, so that is it. So now let me just show you how quickly it is to duplicate this course and get it set up for a brand new user. Okay, so if we go to courses, I'm going to choose, doesn't matter who I choose, I'll choose one of them, but if I go to courses, right, I'm going to go in here. This is live now, so anything could happen. Right, so I'm going to clone this. I'm going to choose, I'm going to say it's Victoria. this is for Victoria. You've joined. So you've already joined. I've got you in my system. Okay. Victoria. Okay. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to take this. I'm going to get rid of the copy. I don't know if you guys are timing me now. Okay. I'm going to make that hidden and secret. I'm going to click update. And now I can go to my curriculum, and this isn't part of it, and then you would set this. So the first section I'm going to call Victoria Lane in there. Why do I keep putting S? And click save, and then your facilitators will go and put their entries into there. Okay, so and then you publish the course. Publish, bang. I'm going to put this into the same user that I've got in my incognito, which I think was James. So now I'm going to add this to the person. So this is not visible. I've made sure it's not visible. You can see in the course details, we've put your facilitators have put the stuff in there. You've got the name quite clearly in here and in here. So in my courses, you're going to see them. I'll show you in a second. So we got all that set up. So in courses, now we've got this new one, and it's clear to see who it is in here. Okay, find a course, type their name in there, and it will just locate that person. So all you need to do is find the name, you type it in there, it'll find the course, you can jump in. Really easy. Right, let's go to site now. Let's go to one of the students. So let's say that I'm going to use John Jones here. I'm going to click edit. I'm going to go to course. They've already in there, John Jones there. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go, where is my new user? Victoria, there you are. I'm going to, no plan to enroll, doesn't matter. If there's any automations, you might want to send it out by clicking that button. If you set up an automation in there, click enroll. Okay, so now I've got two. I'm going to have John Jones, that's his private area, and I'm going to have this in there as well. So let's go and check in incognito. When your student comes back to look at this and they log into their screen, now they've got a new private section only for them. Now, if you want to swap, this is what's great about it. If you want to swap it around, right, John Jones there, if you decide, do you know what, I'm not going to give them any more access to that, that's finished, and you can take them out of here. You can just unenroll them. But if you want to keep their progress and all these things, a simple way of doing it is to unpublish the course. So where I've got John Jones there, I'm going to jump into there. I'm going to click unpublish course. Right, this will still keep their progress through the course. And this means that you could go in here, make some major modifications, switch it on, and then all this extra stuff would pop up. Let's have a look what it looks like in incognito. So I'm now going to refresh this, and you're going to see that this will disappear inside here. Or it should do. Oh, it hasn't. Okay. Okay, well it should. I'm not sure why it hasn't. Oh, maybe I didn't click update. Or the system's gone mad. Oh, okay. So that doesn't work. All right. That was a bit of extra. Let me find out why that doesn't work. Alright, so the other way of doing it, that should have worked. I'm going to find out. Great, I can find out through support. So in this case, I would have to go in where they're going to lose the progress. I'm not happy about that. Another thing to talk to support about. So inside here, I can just click unenroll and he'll be out there. So I swapped one out for the other. Now if I refresh it, it's gone. Okay. So just some ideas, not that you're going to do that, but I'm just giving you options. If you decide you want to switch one out because you're changing, maybe you're changing the style or any of these things, then you can do that. And that works well as well. So let me have a look. Yeah, I think so. Like Anna's put, making the courses with the student's name is easier. Yeah, it's easier to see it, and I put it front end, but you can also use the filtering in courses to make sure that you're getting the right course. So let me just check. It's not, I don't think I've ever used this, so anything could happen, guys. But if I put in here, like John, and then I hit here, there you go, it filters it. So when you say you've got hundreds of, you might have hundreds of these, it's really easy. As long as you've got the name, what I suggest is that you do have a Google Sheet or something with all the names of the members that you've got in there and who's got private stuff and who's got this, just the generic. That's a really good way of doing it. Share that with all the facilitators coming in as part of the procedure of onboarding them, and then they can just take those names from the Google Sheet, put it in there, and then it will come up. Okay, so that is a really good question there that was asked. Okay, what else we got? And besides, we just have to be confidential due to integrity. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So by keeping it private, you've seen how you can make that private. So if someone's not enrolled in it, they're not going to get access to it. You've turned the pricing off, you've made it secret. Even if people come across all of the pages, they'll never get access to the course access page unless you've added them. So I can't speak for the competence of people, because people sometimes make a mistake and they might add it to the wrong user. We're not responsible for that, but people need to double check, and you need to make sure. So another question that was come up, I'm just trying to cover these little bits before I jump back into the questions, but keep firing your questions. Another thing that came up was, how do I show or onboard people coming in? So this is a really good question to ask. Victoria asked this again, and someone asked this yesterday. How do I tell people, who was it? I think was it Pauline? How do I tell people how to cancel their membership? Now you might think, why do you want to tell people to cancel their membership? Show them how to. Because it's a really good idea. It just shows that it makes it very clear for them. If they want to leave, you'd always want them to ask you, but sometimes people just want to leave just because they've finished and they want to move on, and that's fine. So what I did a long time ago is I set a page up. I'm going to try and find the link, because I set a template page up where you can get this information. So I might ask you a question in a minute. So what I do is I set up a cancel page. So let me try, where was it? Here it is, cancel plan. So this is normally, I made it public so you guys can see it, right? Normally this would be for logged in users only. All right. So I set this page up so that it allows people and shows people how to cancel a plan, not just the membership plan, but even for their courses from their account dashboard. So it looks something like this, and it's white labeled. So I created a top part, okay, and I put a background image here, but this part here is the white labeled material. Okay, this has got the graphics in there. It tells you step by step what your members can do if they need to cancel. So log into the account, select my account, top right, select billing, select subscriptions, select subscriptions now cancel, and confirmation, and that's it inside Zenler. Now inside your bank, to prove that it has actually cancelled, you'll see that it's cancelled in the membership inside there. So you can do that. That's PayPal, but you can do that in Stripe and PayPal. So this is what I would do if I was also onboarding people. So if you're onboarding people, you could create a funnel system, and that could onboard people a bit like we do for our stuff. So I'm going to quickly just show you something now on another site, and this is for new growth. So it's showing people these kind of features that we're doing for Zenler's Got You Covered. So we have a ton of marketing funnels set up that are for lots of different things. And one of them that's been set up is Zenler's Got You Covered. So I'm going to show you, it's not finished yet, but it'll give you an idea of another way that you could onboard people. So you could do it in a page like that, and that's probably the best way for cancellation. You could do a video of it in there if you wanted to as well. And inside here, we've got this. So in my funnel steps here, I'm going to show you what we've got. This is Zenler's Got You Covered, the series, the video series. So name, email in there. You can just send them to the first step of the funnel. So there's a thank you page, and then we go straight into the actual page itself. I think it's that one. And inside this page has got the videos. So you can go into videos, into here. I've got an index page set up as well, which I think is here. And this could be a good way to onboard people. So you can see this is being created as we speak. As you watch these series, you can see I'm only up to this one. So this is set up. So when people click on here, they can go. It's in a funnel, but it's jumping to a funnel step. So this could be a good way for you to onboard people. A little bit of extra. So I've got a question for you. The page that you saw here, do you want this block code? Because if you do, I'll do it like I did yesterday with the code that I did for one of the other blocks. Yeah, so for you, Sophie, it would be really good, because if you've got that page set up, you'll have that. So Hazel wants it, Sophie is yes, and you can just change that background and then it's just ready to go. You can make your own graphics, but it gives you an idea. So you guys know what we did last time. We took that code and we dropped it into a block. Some of you might not know how to do it. You'll know how to do it. I'll show you anyway. All right, so with that said and done, you're going to have to give me a couple of seconds to get the block code for that cancel page. I did have it somewhere, but it's going to be quicker for me just to grab it from the page. So you get your freebies with this. Okay, so I can show you this as I'm doing it. Right, I'm going to ask you that you've got the code in a minute, and then I'll show you what you do with it. So I'm just waiting for the page to load so I can grab the code. Let me put it in a document now. WordPad. Okay. And then I'll need you guys to tell me, yes, it worked. I grabbed it. Right, 2 seconds. Right, I just put it in my drive and then I'll share the link with you. I know you can't see anything at the moment. Right, okay. Let's drop it in here. Where is it? Okay. Ah, there it is. There's the one. Okay. Let me just share this openly. And anyone with a link, copy the link. Done. Okay. Right. Real-time speed. Yeah, actually it's slowing me down a bit. There you go. So you guys, right, so download that. You guys, do you know what to do with this code? Who doesn't know? No, okay, Hazel. Okay, so grab that document, copy the code from the document. So I'm going to walk you through this, really easy. So what you're going to do, let me just share my screen and grab that cancel code. When you get that code, you're going to have this. So let me share, okay? You're going to have this. Let me turn myself off so it's bigger. Right, take all this code. So click anywhere in the code, press the control key, hold the control key and press A. It will select all. Press control, hold the control key, press C. So you've copied it, okay? Now, we're going to go into any of our pages. So normally you set a new page up for this and you might call it cancel membership. Then what you're going to do in that page, let me just create a brand new page. Let's just add a page from our console. Okay, I'm going to put cancel test, and I'm going to choose a blank page. I'll click publish as well, and I'll click add. Okay, so now this will open up a new page, and what we want to do is that code that you just copied, we want to paste it into an empty block, and it's as simple as that. So when this loads, we've got an empty block in there already, but I'm going to cover it all. I'm going to open this up, blocks, go empty block, take this empty block, drag it in. Okay, when it comes in, click in that block, blue block, and on the right hand side you're going to see these little tabs come out. Looks like two little outward facing arrows. Click that, it'll open this up, which will look scary. Press the control key, hold it, press A, and delete that content out. Now press control V to paste that pasted content in, and click save. And now what you'll have is your block in there. Okay, that's it. If you need to watch this to go over it, just do the same. But the key thing here is to copy that code that I gave you. Don't touch it in any way, copy it as it is. Click any of the empty blocks, select all of the text, paste it in, and press save. And once that's done, you'll have it. Now I've got it twice in there because I pasted it into another block. Okay, simple as that. How are you guys doing? You got it? No, I don't know. Hazel, well, hopefully I've sorted you. That's it. That's how you do it. All right, so if you need to watch that again, watch that again. But you're basically taking that link that I gave you, you're copying what's in there, not touching it, you're copying it, and then you're just going to paste that into an empty block in a page that you've got set up. And you can name that cancel membership, and then you can tie that page to your well, you can tie it in your membership, or you can tie it into the menu at the top. Okay, yes, done. Yeah, we released that quite a while ago. That was probably a year and a half ago that cancel block was done, and of course, you know, we've produced so much content that it gets kind of lost, but it's actually in the YouTube channel. You can actually get to that block code where I walk you through it all, so it's good. Right, what have we got? What questions I've got coming here? Yes, please. I don't manage membership. So some good questions coming in. So Victoria's put, David, is there a way to back end to organise all of the private courses into one area, so that other courses are easy to access and not so it doesn't get so messy? No, not at the moment, but I understand what you mean. More like a CRM site where you're actually organising things. No, not at the moment. But you can use that filtering in there. But I think it is a good. I think it would be a good idea. I think it's always a good idea if you can set up categories so that you could assign certain courses to certain categories, and maybe that is something that's coming up with the new page builder. When I say the new page builder is the page builder, but off the back of that, there's a lot more things that Zenler is going to be able to do, and maybe that is something that will come in, because I think organisation is something that Rakesh really is passionate about. I mean, you can see it by the Zenler site. If you go into the Zenler site and you go into other sites, other platforms, doesn't matter which one, you'll see that Zenler tries to put things very clearly where they are. Everything to do with lives is in lives. Everything to do with the website is in website, okay, is in the site. And then you've got these bits at the side like blog pages, home pages. Everything to do with emails or broadcasts is inside that area for newsletters and those sort of things. Marketing funnels the same, courses the same, dashboard the same for an overview, and reports there. So the system itself is very well organized, and I know that's something Rakesh cares a lot about. So having the ability to take courses, and I agree with you that you do get a lot of courses, and would be good if we could like add a folder here and drop these courses into a folder, you know, and structure it inside this area. Because I love the thumbnails in there, but when you start exceeding 20, 30 courses, it can become like, oh, where is it all? Okay, now you can reorder stuff in here. So if you go into the reorder button, you can go along and say, right, okay, and this is what we do with the tutorial site. The tutorial site, I don't know how many courses we've got. And some of them are boot camps, right? Some of them are on-demand workshops. And we shuffle them around, and we have a placer literally like this, right? Nothing, it's not a live site. It's like a marker to say that's our live boot camps and that's our on-demand courses. And then we just shuffle stuff around. So we'll just shuffle it around into the right order, like underneath there, and you know, to make it organized so we can see it quickly. But this is a really good place to go as well, because if you do the reorder, you can see them as a list and you can scroll down them. And I think that's good as well. So that can help you, but you can't click through to anywhere else. Actually, I think edit there. Yeah, and that opens up as a new tab, which opens up inside the course. Oh, so good. That's something I've learned today. So reordering courses can be a really handy way. I'm just pretending I knew already. Can be a really handy way to visually see all your courses much easier and be able to reorder them. Thanks for that question. I've learnt something new. Brilliant. So there you go, Victoria. But I understand exactly what you mean. Yeah. Right. What do we got? Okay, so that sounds like that's why I use Google Forms instead of an NZ survey. All right, so there's some questions going on about surveys and things. I think, you know, it's like even us, we like sometimes I'll use, like if you look at the Shout About Zenler off the OBS workshops we're running, I was running questions through Google Form. And the reason I did that was just because it was better, it was easier for me to do it that way, because it was more of a form. So with the forms, we haven't got the full ability that I would like, and if Google Forms got something better, it's free, then I'll use it. And sometimes that's the case with that. I don't think with surveys. With surveys, I'd use Zenler surveys because it's really cool. And I think Pauline was playing around with surveys, and you said, "Oh, that would be great to use that." Wasn't it, Pauline? You were saying about you were using another system for your surveys, but now you saw the Zenler's got you covered on surveys, and you're thinking, wow, I'll use that. So sometimes keep an eye on what Zenler's doing, because we're always trying to improve things, and the system you're using that you might be paying extra money for, you might find that Zenler does a better job or equal job to something that you're paying a subscription for. So watch out for that. Is there any plans to automate the importing of blocks like this? Yeah, absolutely. It's something I can talk about, Sandy, for sure. And good to see you, Sandy. With the new page builder, okay. And I know we keep talking about it. It's been a long time, but with the new page builder, because it is built from the ground up, it is using the latest cutting edge technology. I know, and we've been talking about this a long time, and little did you know, a long time ago, there was a new feature that went into the platform that never got released out to you. I saw it, and it was creating templates and being able to export templates and bring templates in. And it was something that was very, very important. But then we stopped it, we stalled it, because the system at that stage needed to have a new infrastructure put in underneath it, which is what they work towards. So, and page builder being one of the main parts of it. So, and I know for a fact that Rakesh is going to start to produce templates and that you can use inside the platform. So you can globally select the template type you like all the other sites do. For me, I don't care. I always build from scratch, but I know for a lot of people it gets you started. So that is something that's definitely going to come into it for sure, Sandy. And I'm going to be super excited. Remember, we've got a couple of other big things coming up, one of which is going to be the communities. So that's going to be huge. You're going to love it. I'd like to create a pre-made template for my customers. Right, Sandy, I don't know if you've done it. If you've been into the tutorial site, go into the tutorial site and find our template pack. I'll try and find it now, because the way I've done it in there, and a few other people have done the same thing. They charge for them. Amit being ZZ Templates, and he does the same method that I use in the place that I did it. So if you want to sell them and do these things, you can look at what we're doing. You could even talk to Amit and Aurora about it, and he will tell you. So let me just flick the tutorial site so I can show you where it is. We're going a little bit off subject now, but I don't mind too much. So let me go to the on-demand courses. I'm going to share my screen in a second, and I hope I can find it. It was a long time ago, many moons ago. There it is. Got it. So tutorial site and the Zenler template pack. Okay, this will be quite interesting for you guys to watch, because if you haven't been in there, you'll see how I show people how to install the packs, and it's the same method that you just used to put that block, that cancel membership block, in your site. It's exactly the same. So go into the templates pack, and I'll put that in the link for you so you can see how it's done. And of course you could sell this, because it is a course. We could have put a price on it and sold it, and that's what you could do as well. And a lot of people in here do that. So Amit does it for sure. He does the ZZ templates. So if you want to go and talk to him about it, I'm sure he wouldn't mind. Or maybe he'll pay you and you can put your templates in his site. I don't know. Could be a networking opportunity there. Because the surveys are going to be part, so I'm not going to. Is it available in block options? Hi David, that was my question earlier about one-to-one clients. So Natasha, you're talking about one-to-one lives, yeah? All right. There are quite a few questions today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the session and I'm going to answer these afterwards. So if you've got a question in there that hasn't been answered, I will answer it afterwards. I might ask you for some more additional information on it. But we've been running over an hour now. So I think that's good. But did you like it? Did you like that tailored membership? That whole thing that we did? Because if you did, give Victoria a big thumbs up, because without her, that you wouldn't have got this content. So she was a driving force behind this. Been really useful. Yep. Right. So what we have tomorrow is the full site membership. Now, if you haven't done your site as a full site membership, this will blow you away with what you can do, because we're going to really restrict the access on people getting into your site. This site is only going to be available for people that buy your membership, your one membership. Inside that site, you will then, if you work this way, you will then open your entire site up to being able to use every single part of it for your members. It's huge. So a lot of people already do this. You have 3 sites with the Pro plan and 10 with the Premium. So you can use one to sell your on-demand and all of your other little bits, and you could use one for your membership. And guys, we've already talked about how you can copy blocks from one site to another. So if you've got your site looking beautiful and you go, well, I'd like a membership site, but it's going to take me so long to set it up. Copy blocks. Done really quickly. So this can be a really speedy method for you to create this one site membership. And I think when you look at it at the end of it, you'll be thinking, This would give me a lot of options going forwards. All right. So guys, really good to see you today. You've been amazing. I'm going to go through the questions. If you've got any more questions, if you watch this on replay and you've got any questions that come up, if you try something, one of these methods that we've covered, and you try something and something's not working, then post it in the group on its own post. Tag me in saying I tried the one page membership, I want to combine it with something else and it's not working, why, and then I'll answer. Okay, so it carries on. I don't just leave you. All right, inside here, the tailored membership, anything relating to this, put inside there. Check out the past events in our Facebook group. All right, so hopefully you guys know where the past events are in our Facebook group. I'll just show you quickly now before we end, and this will come up in as everything's going slow now. So let's just refresh. Okay, everything's there we go. So here we go. So if you go into our Facebook group, New Zenler Beta, go into events. Inside our events tab here, you're going to see past events. So this is tomorrow's one, and if you go here, past events, you're going to see all of the Zenler's Got You Covered series. So you can watch all of these, and this is the first one in the membership series here. Okay, so watch those. The videos are really short. This one was 20 minutes long. I've been rambling for 40 minutes, okay, over 40 minutes. So you can just fast forward past all my stuff and you can just watch the video, end it, and then move on to the next one. I want you to understand every membership type that you have inside Zenler, because that way, with that knowledge, you're going to be able to do whatever you like in the platform. Okay, right, okay, see you later. Thank you so much, all you guys. Anna, Victoria, Francis, Hazel, Pauline, we've got Sandy, fantastic. Natasha's in here, Hazel, brilliant. All right guys, I'll see you tomorrow exactly the same time. See you later.